He always just wants us to be ourselves. He loves a good grounded character, and I think that's a piece of advice I take with all the acting that I do, is that how can I make this as real as possible and as true as possible to me?
This is an exciting night. What does it feel like to reunite with this crew?
Oh, it's fantastic. We are kind of like all one big family and super close. And to reunite in Los Angeles is actually where most of us live. But you don't always get to see everybody, and certainly not all dressed up like this celebrating our film. So it's a really special night.
How did you get attached to it?
Max and I have been really good friends for a very long time, and I remember back when we were in college and he was writing it, and so I sort of knew it was out there, and then seeing him get production together and cast it, he let me audition, and it just happened to be right for the part, and so getting to shoot it was just fantastic. It was this very long but worth it process.
I think it is a romantic comedy in its truest form. You know, it is an LGBTQ rom-com, and I think people obviously will get that message, but it's not the typical LGBTQ movie that you see. It's not a coming out story. These two men are already out, and they're trying to find love, just like we're all trying to find love. And I think it is so relatable, and I think that people are going to gravitate towards this movie. The reason we wanted to put it into theaters is because it's a comedy, and everyone loves to laugh together.
Your dad is like a rom-com legend. Did he give you any advice when doing this film?
He always just wants us to be ourselves. He loves a good grounded character, and I think that's a piece of advice I take with all the acting that I do, is that how can I make this as real as possible and as true as possible to me?
What is it about this when you read the script? What was it that really moved you?
I think just like the unlikely story of two people that you might not think will work out together, working out together. That's always hopeful, I think. Right? That's always a good thing that happens. And you don't see it all the time in real life, so it's hopeful. I like that.
Did you have any fun behind the scenes stories? Getting to work with your family and doing something together like that. Was there something really cool that happened while you were filming?
Yeah, it's interesting. We had a great time working together, but there was one scene where the fire alarm went off. I told you this story, but it is the only interesting thing that happened to me while we were shooting. But the fire alarm went off and we all had to go outside, and it was just a beautiful moment. We all laughed, but it was a wonderful time to work with everybody. Yeah.
What was it about the script that you loved?
Well, we did the movie a couple of years ago, so it's been a while. What do I love about it? It made me cry, and it's got so much heart, and it's about just love conquering everything, no matter what, and that makes you cry. Everybody wants to find love, and it's so touching.
It's a good story and it's a good message. I feel like we all need. Yeah.
And Max is just a doll.
I could see why he cast you in the role.
Dingy, shall we say?
It's the love that you bring to it. How did this start? How did this come about for you?
A phone call rang. The phone rang and I answered, and it was Max on the other line. And he said, "You want to do this thing?" And I said, "Okay, I'll take a look at the script." And then we had a conversation about that script, and then voila, obviously we're standing here. So it's really great.
So what did you think of the script and your character?
I thought it was wonderful, but I really wanted to have a conversation with Max about what it would actually be like. What would he really envision? What was the tone that he imagined? And everything that he said to me was so inviting and so open. So I thought, I'm going to get away with bloody murder on this thing. This will be really fun. We get to play, and then everybody else did as well, so that was really fun.
Well, Max Talisman drew me to the film personally. we know each other. We've known each other for a long time. And him knowing that I'm a theater person and I wanted to transition into TV and film, he said, hey, I've got this script you should take a look at. It's a small part, but I think you'd be perfect. And I read the script, and of course I said yes. Yeah, but the script is so funny. It's so genuine and really heartwarming. And it's great that you finally see a gay romantic comedy, not about coming out, but about just finding love and all the little challenges and turmoils that might come along the way, but how to persevere and go after the one that you want.
So you're in the movie and you were a producer. Tell me about how you got involved.
So I got involved by knowing the right people, right? Max and I went to college together, and we were living in New York, and it's like, dude, let's do something. Max was like, I'm gonna start writing. He actually wrote, before things like this, he wrote a horror movie, and it was the worst thing I've ever read in my life. It was terrible. It was so bad. At that point, Max could have given up, but he ended up writing things like this right after, and here we are. So, I'm like Max's bumblebee. I just like to work. I like to make things better. I like to bring the honey, build more walls for my queen bee. So yeah, Max and I work really great together.
Everybody I have spoken with tonight is just raving about you. You are what drew them to this project. I want to hear how everybody came together for you. What did you see in this cast and these producers that you just knew this was it?
Well, I'm lucky that it sort of just came together in front of me with the best people imaginable. I was able to combine, people who I've known for 15 years, 10 years, and with people who I just met, and everyone just sort of, meshed together perfectly and created this awesome family on set. And I feel really, honestly, just honored to get to sort of be the team leader of all of them and be here as a representative of the film.
Tell me a little about the writing process and how this evolved to be things like this and what we're about to see tonight.
Yeah. So I was writing a horror movie, and it just kept, sorry, I just got back from New York and the allergies killed me. But it kept evolving into comedy, and it kept getting, I kept being like, oh, maybe I should just write a rom-com. And so in the end, I decided that's where I wanted to divert my energy, and within 2 days, I had a first draft. So don't ignore that little voice. It's there for a reason. So it telling me, write your rom-com. Without that, I wouldn't be here tonight.